Let's open this up for the big infiltration debate. Joining us this evening on India First is Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Anshul Avijit, national spokesperson of the Congress, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, spokesperson of the JDU, and Mohammad Amin, former joint director of the Election Commission. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Mr. Zafar Islam, I'd like to begin with you, taking off from one of the points that one of those youngsters made with Gaurav in his ground report, where they say that if the BJP is in power in the center, if they're in power in the state, and you have the Prime Minister, the Home Minister speaking of infiltration, why didn't the government, the double-engine government of Bihar and center, do something about it and stop it?
See, that's what we are doing. From day one, we are trying to ensure that the people who have come from outside illegally, they're not citizens of the country, should be leaving this country, and they should be deported as soon as possible. This is something which we are very vocal about it. We have spoken about it, and we are very clear that no illegal immigrant should be there in our country. There are people who are living for ages. They are not our national. They are illegally staying here. But that is something which other government has not done. But we have made a promise. We are working towards that, and we did bring a lot of legislation and also initiative we have undertaken to ensure that those illegal immigrants should not be part of our nation and should not be our citizen. Illegally they have become. That is why when SIR exercise had started, many people who were not a citizen, they didn't come to show their report, their card, their documents, because they knew that they cannot prove that they are citizen. That's why they may have gone to some other states like West Bengal. So SIR exercise across the country, once it will happen, you will see that there are many immigrants who illegally have come. They are Ghuspetia, and that is why they will be identified.
So, Dr. Zafar Islam, the SIR process, of course, is kicked off in states like West Bengal that you're referring to. You're referring to the SIR process, but as far as the government goes, are you then conceding that the government in Bihar has failed to crack down on infiltrators?
See, you cannot make this kind of statement that who has failed or who has not failed. This process was there for ages, and that is Congress party was always supporting that, RJD was supporting. But now there has to be some method to madness to ensure that practice should stop. And that is why this SIR exercise, that various other legislation which has been put in place will ensure, like for instance, SIR, there are people who have identified they are illegal citizens. They are staying illegally in the country. They have identified, I'm telling you again, repeating, they have been identified. It is nothing to do with religion. It's nothing to do with any other consideration except they are illegal immigrants.
But we don't have that number. Yeah.
No, and they, as I said, they have been identified. They will be deported. First objective was to identify, and you will soon see that they will be deported soon. Okay. So it is an exercise which is to ensure that the youth of this country should not suffer, the citizen of this country should not suffer. The resources of this country is meant for the citizen of this country, not for illegal immigrants. We have nothing against anyone, except those who are staying here illegally, and they should be deported instantly. Anybody, if you have any problem, they must speak about it.
Let me bring in Anshul Avijit, national spokesperson of the Congress. Anshul, the BJP, and you've heard Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah repeatedly say this, that the RJD and Congress are protecting infiltrators.
No, Akshita, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind what the singular reason for forcing this word Ghuspetia in the electoral lexicon of Bihar is. There's just one reason. I mean, this red herring was tried in Jharkhand as well. I was there throughout the election. They repeatedly said it. They got egg on their face. They faced a massive defeat. This is the same reason why the word Pakistan has also been brought in by a very senior minister who's a serial offender in this case. It is to divide the people of Bihar on communal grounds. Now, absolutely right. Gaurav asked the right question, and so did you. I mean, if the BJP, leave aside my argument, if the BJP had the noblest of intentions and the purity of mind, of feeling, in trying to tackle the problem of illegal infiltrators, then what were they doing for the last 11 years? I mean, they had a government in Bihar, a joint government in Bihar, a coalition for the better part of 20 years. They had enough time to get rid of this issue, as they call it. They've been completely inept in doing that. In fact, this word Ghuspetia is a self-proclamation of their incompetence and ineptness, if nothing else. Right? Now, the SIR report, Akshita, to bring home that point, makes no mention of Ghuspetia. I mean, there have been 47 lakh deletions, I believe. In fact, it's very opaque. It does not mention what is the nature of the deletions, how many people were removed from the SIR deletion list because of lack of documentary evidence, that they couldn't supply that evidence. Maybe they were Ghuspetias, maybe not. When is that list going to come out? When has the Home Ministry released a list of how many people have been deported? I don't have that list. I don't know. Is there a white paper on it? We took action against, in fact, this kind of illegal infiltration when the UPA is in power. We have a proper list of doing that.
So let's set the record straight on that, considering this is constantly the allegation that's hurled at the Congress and the RJD. Anshul Avijit, is the RJD and Congress protecting infiltrators?
Can that be possible? It is the job of the Home Ministry to find out who the infiltrators are. I mean, they cannot abdicate from their responsibility like the Election Commission is doing it. Election Commission is making the whole process so exclusionary and completely abdicating, putting the onus of...
Okay. I'm going to come back to you, Anshul. We're having a bit of a problem with your audio. I'll bring in Dr. Sanjay Kumar also on this of the JDU. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, the constant question that will come up from the RJD and Congress is that if infiltration is such a big issue in Seemanchal, why was nothing done about it?
Thank you, Akshita. I think, I am joining from Katiyar, one of the Seemanchal districts. And since my childhood, what I have seen around Katiyar and in the entire Seemanchal is that Congress always encouraged people to come in and settle down in this area. So the demographic shift happened in this area dramatically in the last 25, 30 years. And, it happens in a very subtle manner, that it is not so obvious, but, within, last 25, 30 years, I have seen so many changes. And today also I was asking one of the drivers that, from where did you come? When did you come? So he said that my grandfather came here and they came from Murshidabad. So a lot of people came from Murshidabad side and they are called Shersawadi here. And, Murshidabad is the border district in West Bengal, very close to Bangladesh. And if you go to Murshidabad, if you go to West Bengal, a lot of people move morning to evening. They come this side during the daytime, they work here and then they go back. And a lot of people also stay back. So, this has been happening.
But
and
it's
now
unchecked then. What you're telling me, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, is extremely concerning and worrying. It's unchecked, that means.
Yeah. So I think now the setting up of National Demographic Mission, I think, government was probably looking for the apt, vehicle or the platform to address this issue. It's a larger issue. It's not a very small issue. It's not only in Seemanchal region. Now, people may be in other parts of the country. So we don't know yet.
Okay.
So I think this is a task of National Demographic Mission, which has been set up by the Prime Minister. And I think we are going to address this issue, and this is a serious issue in this part of the region and other parts of the country.
Okay, I want to bring in Mohammed Amin, who is a former joint director of the Election Commission. Mr. Amin, a question that constantly also comes up here in the course of what's happened is a lot of focus on the SIR exercise. But why we don't have that specific data of how many of these foreigners were really identified or weeded out?
Archita, the responsibility of the Election Commission to register the national voters. And so many times the opposition and other parties have raised the question against the Election Commission that we have given the edge to the ruling party, and so many voters have deleted from the opposition parties, and we supported to BJP party. But it's not fair. Actually, Election Commission is a constitutional body. He never take any favor or do any favor to any stakeholders. All are the equal stakeholders in the country for the election commission doing this process for the election. So that's why the election commission has decided. So there's long time period after we have decided election commission that we can start the SIR process. So SIR process means purify the electoral roll. Electoral roll, so we have to delete the dead voters, foreign voters, if they are registered in that last voter
But can
list.
we ever, Mr. Amin, can we ever expect a breakdown of what you're referring to?
Pardon?
Can we ever expect a breakdown of what you're referring to, of what the SIR exercise has succeeded in doing? How many of these foreigners have actually been identified and removed?
Yeah. This is the confidential matter, madam. And this is done by our BLOs, AEROs, and district election officers. If they have got it, this fake voters or any foreigner voters registered in this country, they are identified and confidentially they have given report to the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is the matter of the Ministry of Home Affairs to decide. So they can live here in India or they can illegal immigrant, they can deport from country. And this is the matter of the Foreign Ministry and the Home Ministry. So this is not matter of the Election Commission of India. So Election Commission of India having their SIR process regularly, not from today. 2002, 2003, 2004. So every 10 years minimum, we can have the SIR process. So if any illegal immigrant from the Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, these are the surrounding borders of the Bihar and Bangladesh, West Bengal. So we have to identify and confidentially we can submit to the report to the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is a matter of the Home Minister. They have to decide it.
So then, Dr. Zafar Islam, in the face of this entire infiltration debate and looking at what's happening in Seemanchal region, there will be questions about why there's been this lack of transparency on the takeaways from the SIR exercise, which the BJP fully backed. You said it was the need of the hour, particularly in these kind of border districts of Bihar. Why is it then that we don't have those details yet, full transparency of what emerged?
First of all, why we have supported the initiative, which is undertaken by the Election Commission, because everyone, including the opposition parties and their members, should say whether they don't want a clean and this electoral list, free from all the speculation whether there are illegals or immigrants or not. So the accuracy of those voters and the electoral rolls should be.
No, I agree with you, Dr. Zafar Islam. I agree with you that this kind of revision is needed, but the manner in which did lead to controversy, and so now
there's no controversy.
So now that it's done, why is it that those details aren't being put out? Full transparency will back the BJP's claim here.
Allow me to complete. See, first of all, have you heard anybody coming on the street or complaining about it that their name has been deleted? Have you seen in Bihar? No, their BLAs have not complained. The complaints have been received by BLOs. Nobody is on. If 46 lakh votes or 65 lakh votes will be deleted, then voters will be on the street. But did you see anything of any such thing on the street of Bihar? No, because there were illegal voters. If their names have been deleted, they will not come on the street. Secondly, 65 lakh doesn't include only the illegal voters. There could be illegal voters. There be people who have died. Their name must have been deleted.
Agreed,
people who have migrated
but Dr. Islam, even you're saying could have.
No, I'm saying that, see, as Mr. Amin has said very, very clearly, because he knows exactly what the process is. He said that Election Commission has jurisdiction only to identify what the data they get, and that is the responsibility of the Home Ministry to decide. So they will only submit those reports to the Home Ministry, and it is the competent authority or the ministry is the Home Ministry which will decide what exactly needs to be done, and they will do that. As I said, the identification is done, deportation will happen.
Okay. Anshul Avijit, I'll bring you back in on this. I'm not sure if you heard what Dr. Sanjay Kumar said. He was highlighting how infiltration is such a big crisis, a big issue in Seemanchal. So when you say, that this is a term that's just come up now, are you suggesting that infiltration is not a serious concern that must be addressed?
No, I mean, I heard a bit of what Mr. Sanjay Kumar said. He said in the last 20, 25 years, well, actually their government was in power, this has become an issue. So they must address it. And if their government, well, a part of their government, which is the BJP, is in power in the center, well, it certainly must be addressed. We don't want illegal
That's what we are trying to do.
Hang on a minute. We don't want illegal immigrants voting in the election. And by the way, Mr. Zafar Islam is actually, in his statements, is an indictment of the Home Ministry. And if he's defending the Election Commission, which shows that he's in collusion with them, then it's an indictment of the Election Commission as well. So both the Home Ministry and the Election Commission is being damned by no less than Mr. Zafar Islam himself. Look, absolutely clear here, there's a lack of transparency in the way the SIR was conducted, a hastily done exercise in a matter of months with a huge documentary burden to prove your citizenship. Now, the one question that keeps up coming up, Akshita, is that why weren't there any protests on the street? There is no linear relationship between lack of protests and the nature of deletions. I mean, I don't know where people have drawn this conclusion that because there are no protests, that means all kinds of deletions have not taken
Okay,
place.
I'll let Dr. Zafar Islam just answer to that particular question you've raised, and then I'll bring it back to you. Anshul.
I'm really surprised. If you are a citizen of this country, Anshul, just a second. If you are a citizen of this country, if you are a resident of Bihar, and your name is deleted, and you know the final list is there for you to see whether your name is there or not.
Where were the orders passed, Mr. Zafar Islam, to say that your name has been deleted? No, hang on a minute.
The final list is there.
One at a time, please. One at a time. So,
where were the orders passed after deletions? To whom were they passed?
No.
90% of Bihar is rural.
Okay. Answer that. Dr. Zafar Islam, answer that.
I'm answering your question. You want a mass protest?
Okay, Anshul, you raised your question. Let Dr. Zafar Islam answer. Yeah.
See, by jumping like this, they are only exposing themselves that they are the one responsible for all these infiltrators, because they have never done it. And if our government is doing it, they will definitely have issues because they are their voters. Clearly, we do not want to comment whether whose voters or not voters. My only objective and submission is that we want illegal voters should not be there. Voter list should be free from any speculation. And that is why SIR exercise had to be done, which has been done. Now West Bengal, there's a lot of time left. You hastily done in Bihar, you are saying. West Bengal, a lot of time is there for West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. See the statement which is coming from their government. Why those statements are coming? Because they genuinely want to protect those illegal immigrants who are their voters, and they feel that their voters will go.
Okay, Anshul. I'll give Anshul Avijit a chance now. He's been waiting. Go ahead.
No, I just want to ask him then bring out a white paper on how many illegal immigrants you've ousted from this country in the last 11 years. To give us the data. I'm not saying anything.
Anshul, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Let me answer the question.
I'm saying that
Hold on. Dr. Zafar Islam, let Anshul finish, please. Yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say is that we agree that there should be no illegal immigrants who are not citizens who should be voting in this.
I'm glad we're all on the same page on that.
Where is the dispute in that? I'm just asking you to say what have you done about it in the last 11 years. To bring it up to communalize Bihar elections is an old trick, an old playbook that you have constantly used. You used it in Jharkhand, bhai. You're using it again. Look, in Gaurav did a very interesting interview. In all the people he asked, they asked the same thing. That what were you doing for the last 11 years? And only one person said that this is a mudda. Some couple of stray people coming up Bihar and saying this is a mudda doesn't make it so. Akshita, the real concern about Bihar is its economic devastation, the lack of jobs, the lack of opportunities, the per capita.
That will automatically, Anshul, you talk about jobs, you talk about opportunity. I will refer to Gaurav's very ground report where some people did say that, look, jobs are being taken away from us, so that's a concern. Dr. Zafar Islam, go ahead. Why not give full details of what the BJP government has done to crack down on infiltration? If it's such a big issue, what really has the double-engine Sarkar done?
I think they need to understand that Election Commission was doing their job. They have done their job. What the Home Ministry has to do, they will do. They will discharge their responsibility, and you will see that people who have been identified as illegally, those people who are staying in the country and they are not citizens, they have been identified. The process of deportation will start soon. But let me tell you a very, very important thing, that Congress party has done nothing to stop infiltration, nothing to stop illegal immigrants becoming citizen of this country. And they have to understand that for some district in Seemachal, they have more number of Aadhaar card than the population of that particular district. That only suggests that illegally there many people have come. You must support it. I'm not saying that who's the voter. Voter could be anybody. I mean, it has nothing to do. It is agnostic to religion, not to language. It is only the illegal immigrants which has come illegally to our country. They are the one needs to be identified, and you should support it.
You know, this is a bit, this is Dr. Sanjay Kumar. I'd like to bring you in on this as well. Anshul, give me a moment. I'll come back to you.
Sure.
Dr. Sanjay Kumar, is, the NDA in a bit of a catch-22 situation on this? See, on one hand, you raise the issue of infiltration, talk about how concerning it is, you're questioning the opposition on their stand on this issue. On the other, the people you speak to will inevitably question, why wasn't this addressed? Why wasn't something done about this? Which is what, you heard in that ground report also.
Yeah, but as I said, Akshita, I think announcement of National Demographic Mission is a big step. And the mandate of this mission is to, draw out a plan and understand and act upon it. I think
but
that is
Dr. Sanjay Kumar, even in Seemachal, there's all of this talk of illegal Aadhars on which nothing's been done.
Yeah, so illegal Aadhaar is, it's an issue, and
and that wasn't manufactured by the RJD and Congress. They've not been in power for 20 years.
In all the districts, it's a big issue, and under Aadhaar there is a provision that if you have stayed in the country for so many days, you can make your Aadhaar. So Aadhaar is a very, very, it's an identity document, and that was the reason why Election Commission initially did not want to include Aadhaar as one of the documents of identification. But on the basis of order of Supreme Court, the Election Commission had to abide by it. But Aadhaar card can be made by staying for certain days, or it can be made prudently also. It's very unfortunate. Okay. So I think we are hoping that some action will be now taken, because we have started to identify through the SIR, and there is now demographic mission. And action will be taken. Certainly, I'm sure that it will happen soon.
Okay, in the face of, Anshul Avijit, the fact that you're seeing, the BJP going hammer and tongs on the issue of infiltration, people on the ground are speaking of jobs, opportunities, losing out on some of those. In the face of that, and the opposition constantly facing this charge of, vote bank politics, protecting infiltrators, how does the Congress, the RJD combine actually plan to combat that in a region like Seemachal, which goes to polls in a few days?
Akshita, there are no jobs in Bihar. Forget about competing for them. People in that report, in Preeti's report, I also saw she was doing it from a railway station where there was an exodus of people going out.
Migrants, yeah.
Vote, because they were going out to Gujarat and other places because there's simply no jobs available. Forget about competing, healthy competition for jobs, I can understand. There is nothing there. That is the level of despair and suffering because of this government. Look, there is no getting away from this fact that the central government has been in power for 11 and a half years. And this government, in coalition with the BJP, has been in power for the better part of 20 years. Right? There's nothing of, I want to repeatedly ask this question on the question of infiltration as well. If you think it's a legitimate question, then why have you not done anything about it? Bring us a white paper, at least tell us how many people you've deported. They have no answer, which means that there is only one reason why this bogey of infiltration, indeed, because it is one, and Gaurav interview also suggested, ye pehle kabhi mudda hota tha, ab mudda nahi hai. That was another person who said it, by the way, taking something from what your own reporter and Gaurav, who did. I want to ask you that this is only a red herring to divert attention from the real issues. We've been saying it's an old playbook of the BJP. How do you communalize? Because, they suspect that they belong to one community. They can target that community and polarize the election. This is transparent. If it was not so obvious, and people in Bihar, Akshita, who are highly politicized group and understand everything, if you go to a wider survey, ask trackers to do it, you will find out that this is not the real issue. This is not an issue at all. It will come down, if it appears at all, right at the
No,
bottom
but
of the...
Anshul, final question, which is that, infiltration, you're not going to say is not an issue that we should be talking about. It is a very, very serious issue.
Well, ask the questions to the people in power. What have they done about it? That is legitimate. We have not been in power in Bihar. We were there for 17 months. We have not been in power for the last 11 and a half years.
Fair enough. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, quickly, I see your hand up. Quickly, sir.
No, so I just wanted to add, Anshul has been talking about the development in Bihar and especially in Seemanchal region. Akshita, if you come this side, the Seemanchal has grown so much in terms of, like roads, electricity, everything, medical colleges, engineering colleges in every district. There are so many opportunities opened up in the border districts in the Seemanchal region. So I think it's a false narrative that Anshul is bringing up. There is the first time, in many years, there is pro-incumbency for this government. Just because of the development.
Whether that's the case or not, whether that's the case or not, we'll know in a week from now on November 14th. I've run out of time. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on this broadcast. Seemanchal, with 24 seats up for grabs, has been an area that's largely been dominated by the RJD and the Congress. Now you've got the NDA in full campaign swing, talking about the issue of infiltration. Away from the communal politics of it, infiltration also has a lot to do with national security. Also, opportunities being taken away from youngsters. Will that actually be a poll issue in Bihar in phase 2? We will track the latest on that and get you those very, very telling ground reports.